Trump administration's assault on environmental protections, a reckless gamble with public health. The Trump administration's relentless assault on environmental regulations reached a shocking new low on Wednesday, with the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, announcing its intention to potentially overturn a landmark 2009 finding that greenhouse gases pose a significant threat to human health. This move, if successful, would unravel the very foundation of U.S. climate policy and expose millions to heightened risks. The 2009 endangerment finding, mandated by a Supreme Court ruling, established the EPA's authority to regulate greenhouse gas emissions. This legal underpinning has been instrumental in implementing regulations designed to mitigate the devastating effects of climate change, a crisis backed by overwhelming scientific consensus. The decision to potentially revoke this finding is not just a setback. It's a blatant disregard for scientific evidence and a reckless gamble with the health and well-being of future generations. The sheer audacity of this action is breathtaking. While the scientific community presents irrefutable evidence linking greenhouse gas emissions to catastrophic climate events, from devastating wildfires and unprecedented heat waves to crippling floods and increasingly powerful storms, the Trump administration continues to deny the severity of the crisis. The economic costs associated with these disasters are staggering, running into the trillions of dollars, yet the administration persists in its denial, branding those concerned as climate lunatics. This isn't simply about abstract environmental concerns. It's about the tangible, immediate threats to public health. Air pollution from power plants, vehicles, and industrial facilities contributes to a multitude of respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. Greenhouse gases, a significant component of this pollution, exacerbate these health problems while simultaneously driving up global temperatures and intensifying the frequency and severity of extreme weather events. The EPA's actions are nothing short of a catastrophic regression. Environmental activists and concerned citizens are expressing outrage, viewing these moves as a return to the pre-Clean Air Act era, when widespread pollution resulted in significantly higher rates of illness and premature death. The administration's actions are a betrayal of the public trust, prioritizing corporate profits over the health and safety of its citizens. Dominique Browning, director of the Moms Clean Air Force, powerfully captures the sentiment of many. Zeldin's EPA is dragging America back to the days before the Clean Air Act, when people were dying from pollution. This is unacceptable and shameful. We will oppose this with all our hearts to protect our children from this cruel, monstrous action. The EPA's decision comes on the heels of other disturbing developments. The agency recently shuttered all its offices dedicated to addressing the disproportionate environmental burdens faced by low-income communities and minorities. Simultaneously, a mass firing of agency staff further weakened its capacity to enforce environmental regulations. Adding insult to injury, the administration has halted $20 billion in grants aimed at mitigating climate change, citing concerns about potential fraud. These actions have raised serious legal questions among Democrats, who are questioning the legality of the administration's sweeping changes. The implications are far-reaching, potentially reshaping the American environmental landscape in ways not seen since the landmark legislation of the 1970s. These actions represent a dramatic shift away from decades of progress in protecting public health and the environment. The fight against these regressive policies is far from over. Environmental groups, concerned citizens, and legal experts are mobilizing to challenge these actions in court, vowing to fight for the protection of the environment and the health of all Americans. The stakes are incredibly high. The health and well-being of current and future generations are at stake. This is not just about preserving the planet, it's about preserving the very essence of a livable future. The fight for a cleaner, healthier environment continues, and the stakes could not be higher. The future depends on our ability to resist this dangerous rollback of environmental protections and hold those responsible accountable for their actions. The implications of this unprecedented attack on environmental protection extend far beyond the immediate concerns of air and water quality. They affect the very fabric of our society, our economy, and the long-term health of our nation. The fight is far from over, and the need for collective action is urgent.